What happens when a currency becomes a weapon? Asterisk, asterisk. That's the question at the heart of a brewing global debate. In one corner, you have the BRICS nations, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, recently joined by Ethiopia, Iran, Egypt, and the UAE. These countries represent a massive chunk of the global population and economy, and they're uniting under one banner to reduce their dependency on the US dollar. In the other corner is Donald Trump, who has made it clear that he will not stand for any threats to what he calls the mighty US dollar. The stage is set for a high-stakes economic standoff. But what's really going on here? Let's unravel the story. For decades, the US dollar has been the world's dominant currency. Over 58% of global trade is invoiced in dollars, and more than half of the world's foreign exchange reserves are held in the greenback. It's not just a currency. It's a symbol of American economic power. But not everyone sees this dominance as a good thing. Countries like Russia and China argue that the dollar has been weaponized, used to cut nations out of payment systems, freeze reserves, and enforce sanctions. This has sparked a movement known as de-dollarization, where countries explore alternatives like trading in local currencies. Enter the BRICS nations. Initially formed as a club of 4 developing economies, BRICS has evolved into a 9-member group with ambitions to challenge Western economic dominance. The idea of de-dollarization is central to their agenda. Leaders like Vladimir Putin and Xi Jinping are advocating for increased trade in currencies like the Chinese yuan, Indian rupee, or Russian ruble. They've even floated the idea of creating a common BRICS currency. But Donald Trump isn't having it. In a fiery social media post, he issued a stark warning. If the BRICS nations move forward with de-dollarization or create their own currency, the U.S. will impose 100% tariffs on their goods. For context, that means an Indian car priced at $22,000 would cost double in the U.S., thanks to the added tariff. Trump's allies argue this is classic Trump, using bold threats as a negotiating tool. After all, he's done it before. When he threatened Canada with a 25% tariff, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau flew to Florida to negotiate. Trump supporters call it a winning strategy. But will it work against BRICS? Let's consider the stakes. BRICS nations account for 40% of the world's population, 37% of global GDP, and 23% of international trade. Their leaders are not the type to cave under pressure, and they've already shown resistance to U.S. dominance. Russia's response to Trump's threat was blunt. Such actions would only accelerate the dollar's decline. This is where Trump's logic starts to unravel. While tariffs do hurt exporting nations, they also make goods more expensive for American consumers. In other words, that 100% tariff might hurt BRICS, but it'll also hit U.S. wallets hard. And then there's the question of unity. While Russia and China are pushing hard for de-dollarization, other BRICS members, like India, are more cautious. India's Foreign Minister, S. Jaishankar, has made it clear that New Delhi's goal is not to undermine the dollar, but to internationalize the rupee. This lack of consensus among BRICS nations makes it unlikely they'll move forward with a unified currency anytime soon. But that doesn't mean the U.S. can relax. The very fact that de-dollarization is on the table reflects a growing dissatisfaction with America's economic policies. Many countries resent the way the U.S. uses its currency dominance to enforce its will. Instead of addressing these concerns, Trump's threats of tariffs and economic coercion might only deepen the divide. So, where does this leave us? De-dollarization is far from a done deal. The dollar remains deeply entrenched in global trade and finance, and it would take decades to overhaul this system. However, the cracks are showing. and the conversation is shifting. For now, Trump's bravado might slow the process, but it's unlikely to stop it entirely. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.